Well, welcome to the Dan Sports Tips MLB Daily Fantasy Preview Show for today, the 13th of August. I will be taking a look at everything you need for your daily fantasy games on DraftKings today. I will be looking at starting pitches, stacks of the day, how we can construct a lineup to maximise our point scoring potential, foundation players that should be used as the foundation to build a winning lineup on, and a value play at each position. For anyone that hasn't had the opportunity to sign up and play daily fantasy sports with DraftKings yet, I will put a link in the description of the video that will enable you to do that today. Looking at our starting pitchers today, Madison Bumgarner of the San Francisco Giants for 12,700. Although he has a 1-3 record over his last 7 games, it doesn't reflect the way he's pitched. Bumgarner continues to pitch well and his offense repeatedly fails to back him. He has a 2.20 ERA in that time span. Baltimore, as we know, are capable of striking out often. Bumgarner could rack up the strikeouts. He's got 181 in 163 and 2/3 innings this year. It is the first time he faces the Orioles, but he will neutralise a lot of their power being a lefty. This is another game with pitcher's duel written all over it though, because Gausman in opposition has been pitching quite well lately for Baltimore, and San Francisco's offense doesn't exactly, as we know, score a lot of runs. But I think Bumgarner for 12.7 is just the top player of the game. Jacob deGrom of the New York Mets for 12,200. deGrom faces the light-hitting Padres today. They are one of the more strikeout-prone offenses in MLB this year, ranking in the top 3. deGrom has been pitching well, going 4-4, largely again due to a lack of offensive support in his last 13 starts, as he carries a 2.00 ERA. He is worth around a strikeout per inning on the year. He's got 120 of them in 126 and 1/3 innings. The Padres did rough him up a little the only time he's seen them this year, with 3 earned runs in 5 innings and just 2 strikeouts, but that was in May, which was the worst month of deGrom's season when he was struggling a little bit. He has been outstanding lately, and I think at home he could well turn it up today. Masahiro Tanaka of the New York Yankees for 9,100 is another below ideal strikeout pitcher, but he takes on the Rays in the Bronx. The Rays do rank in the top 5 in baseball for strikeouts, and Tanaka has 120 in 146 1/3 on the season. After a wobble and back-to-back losses, Tanaka bounced back nicely last time with 6 innings of 1-run ball against Cleveland. He went 7 innings, allowing 2 runs with 7 punch-outs at home to the Rays in April, and he also pitched 7 innings of 2-hit ball in Tampa against them in the other outing against them. He has pitched well when he's faced Tampa, as you can see. I think he's a reasonable option for you today as well. And Dan Straley of the Cincinnati Reds for 8,500 has become ultra consistent in a Reds rotation that is starting to take a semblance of shape moving forward from this year. Straley is 3-1 with a 2.56 ERA in his last 7, has 105 strikeouts in 134 innings pitched this year. Now, while that is far from elite, it should see an uptick against the MLB strikeout leaders Milwaukee, who Straley faced last month. He pitched 7 shutout innings with 4 strikeouts, which at 8.5 will do us nicely. I did toy with Adam Conley as well, due to him being a lefty against the White Sox and their struggles against the lefties this year, but Conley's in a second half slump, and it was enough to put me off using him today. For my stacks of the day, we'll stack Texas Rangers against the Detroit Tigers. We know the Rangers hit lefties well, as is evidenced by Matt Boyd's 0-3 record with a 7.63 ERA in his career in starts against them. We'll take third baseman Adrian Beltre for 4,900. He has a home run off of Boyd. He's hitting 284 with 18 homers, 387 with 2 long balls in his last 7 games. Outfielder Ian Desmond for 4,700. He's 292, 20 homers and 17 steals this year, and is on the right side of the platoon. Robinson Chirinos for 3,400, the catcher, if they play him ahead of LaCroix. So he's got 2 home runs off of Boyd. He's only hitting 184 this year with 8 home runs, but as I say, he's seen Boyd well the occasions he's seen him. Shortstop Elvis Andrus for 4,600. He's on the right side of the platoon, 292, 4 homers, 15 steals a season. And Carlos Beltran in the outfield for 5,000. The switch hitters, 306, 24 homers, and he hit one out of the park yesterday. I also have to stack some Arizona Diamondbacks against Clay Buchholz as well. He is starting his 3rd stint in the rotation, though this is likely just a spot start. He had looked good in relief, but that statement also applies to when he was last reinstated to the rotation and he lost all 3 starts and was sent straight back to the pen. He's compiled a 6.31 ERA this year as a starter, and Fenway, as we know, is reasonable for the hitters. Third baseman Jake Lamb for 5,300 is on the right side of the platoon against Buchholz. He's a 274 hitter with 24 homers this year. First baseman Paul Goldschmidt for 5,200, 29 homers, 299 hitter, 18 homers, 16 steals on the year. Second baseman Jean Segura for $5,000. He's 311, 10 homers, 22 steals. And if he's in the lineup, outfielder Yasmani Tomas for $4,900, 272 with 21 home runs. After the starts earlier this month, it has to be worth stacking the Miami Marlins against James Shields as well. He's allowed 14 runs in just over 6 innings across his last 2 starts, as Big Game James appears to have reverted back to Big Inning James. Outfielder Christian Yelich for $5,300 is on the right side of the platoon, hitting .320 with 12 home runs. Outfielder Giancarlo Stanton for $4,300 is a .239 hitter with 24 homers. Catcher JT Realmuto for $4,700. He's hitting .311 with 5 homers. Hits generally close to the top of the lineup, and it does have stolen base upside as well, as does second baseman D. Gordon for $5,000. He's on the right side of the platoon, hitting .283 with 13 stolen bases on the year, on what is obviously a very shortened season. My foundation players today, my first baseman is David Ortiz of the Boston Red Sox for $4,900. He's on the right side of the platoon, .312 hitter, 26 home runs, crushes right-handed pitching and went yard yesterday. Second baseman Daniel Murphy of the Washington Nationals for $5,200. He's on the right side of the platoon for the Nats today, .348 hitter, 21 home runs. Third baseman Josh Donaldson for the Toronto Blue Jays, $5,100, 2 home runs against McHugh, .294 hitter with 27 homers on the season. Shortstop Brad Miller of the Tampa Bay Rays for $4,900. He's hitting .258 with 28 with 20 home runs. He's on the right side of the platoon. He's hitting .339 with 5 homers his last 15 games. And outfielder Nick Markakis of the Atlanta Braves for $4,900. He's on the right side of the platoon today. .271 hitter with 7 homers the year. His last 15 games, he's up that to .357 with 2 home runs. For my value plays today, catcher Brian McCann of the New York Yankees is $3,500. He's on the right side of the platoon, hitting .228, 15 homers the season. First baseman Brandon Belt for the San Francisco Giants, $3,800 today. He's on the right side of the platoon, does a very good job against right-handed hitting, .279 hitter, 13 homers the season. Derek Dietrich at second. It was a position I struggled with a value play today, the Miami Marlins, so I thought I'd take on James Shields. He'll set you back $3,500. He's on the right side of the platoon against Shields, .279 hitter with 4 home runs. My third baseman is Jorge Polanco of the Minnesota Twins, who qualifies at short for $3,600. The switch hit has been on a tear. He's on I think something like a 16-game hit streak. .321 hitter, 11 homers, 2 stolen bases. Shortstop Eric Ibar of the Atlanta Braves for $4,000. He's hitting .239 with 2 home runs this year. The switch hit is hitting .344 with a homer in his last 15. And in the outfield, I'll stick with Travis Jankowski of the San Diego Padres for $3,900. Their leadoff man is on the right side of the platoon, hitting .262 with a homer, 25 stolen bases this year. He's upped his average to .385 in the last 7 games, and you can run on the New York Mets. That's what I've got for you today. Best of luck with your lineups. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching the show. Don't forget to like the video. Hit me up in the comments with the daily fantasy plays you like today, and press that subscribe button. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I will be here all MLB season and through the NFL season with daily fantasy sports advice. If you haven't signed up yet, or you're interested in starting to play daily fantasy sports, please click the link in the description for this video, and that'll take you where you need to go to start playing with DraftKings today. Best of luck with your lineups, and have a great day.